The agriculture industry brings in nearly $500 million to the state's economy and employs more than 14,000 workers. I'm Nathan O'Leary for Comcast Newsmakers at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. President of the Massachusetts Farm Bureau Federation, Richard Bonanno, joins Newsmakers. And Rich, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell me about the Massachusetts Farm Bureau Federation and who its members are.
Massachusetts Farm Bureau Federation is a grassroots organization of about 6,000 members, mostly farmers, who join our organization because we help to facilitate changes at the local, state, and federal level. All of our policy is set by farmers who have issues, raise concerns. Their concerns get voted on by our delegate body, and then we work to facilitate change at the local, state, and federal level.
Buying locally, that's in more recent years, that's been more prevalent in the consumer mind. How has that change come about? Why do you think so?
I think it's a combination of factors. It includes things like people being concerned about where their food is coming from, hearing concerns about other countries, especially China, where some food is coming from, wanting to be more conscious about how much fuel it takes to move food, wanting food that's fresher tasting and more nutritious because it's coming right off the farms. And I think a lot of that has come together to really make that happen.
What's happening with the new younger farmers coming onto the scene, and what is it going to take at the state and federal level to help that happen?
Well, we have a lot of new farmers coming onto the scene. We've actually seen over a 20% increase in the number of farmers in the state over the past few years, but on the same amount of farmland. So we're generally talking about newer farmers, not necessarily always younger farmers, but farmers that basically are farming on smaller acreages, have less experience, so they need more help from an educational standpoint from the university, but also government plays a role in trying to facilitate them to be able to farm and get certain exemptions that larger growers get on smaller pieces of property. Farm Bureau has worked most recently with the Massachusetts legislature to help that happen.
At UMass Amherst, where we are recording today, as you know, it was founded in 1863 as a land-grant agricultural college. What's happening on campus 150 years later?
Well, a lot is happening on campus. Certainly there's much more diversity than the days of Mass Aggie when everybody was planting crops right on the quad outside this building. But certainly with that change over time has actually come a resurgence in interest in agriculture, and the number of students enrolled at the undergraduate level in agriculture has actually increased. To facilitate that, Farm Bureau is working with the university to create an undergraduate learning center just north of campus on East Pleasant Street, moving an old Morgan horse barn from campus to act as a laboratory and creating 50 acres of living laboratories so that the motto of the original Mass Aggie, learn by doing, can be continued.
What are some of the other initiatives that the Farm Bureau is working on?
We've got a number of things that we're working on that have, again, come from our membership, but they involve some changes in the ability of farmers to sell raw milk off their farms, some changes to help expand and to facilitate a demand for local meat that consumers have. So those two have been rather important. We're working to try to get a little help at the local Board of Health level so that local boards of health can have a better understanding of agricultural enterprises so that they're a little bit more receptive of newer, younger farmers coming onto the scene.
Now, is that something that public health boards are receptive to?
Public health boards are generally not receptive. Basically in Massachusetts, the boards of public health have pretty much unlimited power. And so just about every other bylaw that a town passes has to go in front of the Attorney General's office, but a local public health bylaw does not.
So it's education for everybody.
Education for everyone.
All right, well, thank you very much, Rich Bonanno, President of the Massachusetts Farm Bureau Federation, and thank you for joining us for Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Nathan O'Leary.